Task 6, creating and distributing your survey. So here's a reminder, and I will remind you again at the end of this video that the product for this particular task in Canvas is going to be a link from your Google form, not for the document. So we will be working with both the form and the document, but the final product is going to be for the form. So decide how you are going to select your respondents for your survey. You can use QR codes or URLs on flyers around school. You could do a social media post, but remember, MA students only, so you might want to add a demographic question about what school the respondent attends. That way you can only look at MA responses. You could also ask a teacher to have a class take your survey. So, like I said, we're still working on the methods section because we're still setting up our survey. We haven't actually given it out yet. So we need to explain in the methods section everything that we're doing. Explain how you will select your respondents and how you're going to publicize your survey. After that, we need to carry out our plans so that you get at least 30 responses from your population of interest. If anybody from a class or a school that is not in your population of interest answers, again, you might have to remove them from the data set. We also have some sentence stems that we can use. Remember, we will select our respondents by whatever method you're using, and our respondents will be able to find our survey by whatever method you're using. So let's take a look at this in action. So again, this is part of the methods section. This is part of why we've already made our questions. We can now delete all of this extra work here. And again, we're in the methods section, so we will select our respondents by randomly, or actually I took a stratified random sample of the juniors and seniors who are in Mr. Quatrin's classes. We will randomly select 15 juniors and 15 seniors to take this survey. The rest of the students will take another survey for a different project example. So you guys don't have to write this last part about what the rest of the students will do, because that was part of my particular setup for this. Our respondents, part of the same paragraph, will be able to find our survey by clicking on a link in Canvas, which all of you guys found. So that is, again, part of my methods still. This is how we're going to get our responses. Now we need to say that Google form link is, and now we need to make a Google form. So if you go to forms.google.com, you'll be able to create a new blank form. And it might be useful in this case to change your windows a little bit so that you can see both your questions and the form at the same time, so that you can copy and paste a little bit more quickly. Because we don't need you to retype everything if you've already typed it. So this was our survey on homework attitudes. And our first question, again, we're not going to tell the respondents which questions are which type. They don't need to know those. but we have them set in our document for our records. So first question is, do you have any advanced standing or AP classes on your schedule this year? And my options were yes and no. Sometimes Google's automatic fill is pretty helpful. So next, we need to widen this so that we can get adding a question. What class are you in, junior or senior? You could either type or copy and paste. And now all the rest of my questions. Now again, one of the things that I tend to do here is I will only copy the question or the response, but I will not copy the point value. I don't want to sway the way that the person will respond. Because they might start thinking that they're being scored, and then they, wrong one. You can just hit return to make a new option here. But if they think they're being scored, they might respond differently, and that would skew our results. So once you have all of your questions, all 8 of your data gathering questions, I won't make you watch me do all 8 of mine, but that's how you create them. And once you're ready, you can publish your results. You might want to change this to, well, since this is a personal account, you might, instead of anyone with a link, just keep it to anybody within Sequoia Union High School District, and then publish. And once it's published, you can copy the link. If you would like to shorten the URL, that is very useful. And that is going to be the URL that you submit for task 6. I will check your documents as well once I see those in here in Canvas. But I'm going to be looking for your Google form link first here.